This will be the last race of Eccles Super Series before we kick off Season 9 this coming Sunday with the pre-season qualifying. Go to race on oz.com and follow the links to the Gran Turismo 7 Season 9 for more info. This is the provisional qualifications for this race. Notice again how Eccles has stuffed up the hot lap time again, and half the field has missed out on actually putting a time in. Highlights for this race will start in a minute. Special thanks to Eccles for hosting and choosing this track for the carnage we all love, Death Chicane. Race is about to start and we are away. Eccles with a slow start. Herbie gets a jump on him. Hatfield close behind. Wiz pushing hard up through the middle there. Getting past the duck, up in between Hatfield and something into the first chicane. Looking fairly clean. Everyone gets through clean and safe. Right, lap number 1. Let's see who will make it through Death Chicane the safest. Everyone close in behind. Wiz making a chance. So having a look at the thing. Herbie gets through. Just Eccles gets through fine. Wiz fine. Hatfield fine. Anders fine. Viper, Savage Stack, and Emo. Emo is the first victim of the Death Chicane. What makes a person a victim of the Death Chicane? They have to have a collision there at the Death Chicane and show visible damage, as he has got his total front end decimated. Copper all over the duck. The Brits lightning in a nice hypercolour, reminiscence of the 90s and 80s colour changing stuff. We've got Cobber coming into the Death Chicane. He and Blitz Lightning both suffer damage from the Death Chicane. Just following Viper said here, as he missed out on getting a proper qualification into the race. He's now made up about 3 or 4 positions. So coming around this corner, and oh, he's making sandcastles in the sandcastle corner as the duck gets past him. 5% losing about 3 or 4 positions. Brits Lightning is all under all sorts of pressure from Cobber coming around at the sand point corner. Looks like Cobber might have the better run up over the rise and into the S's. He's going to make a challenge up on the inside and making a good manoeuvre there on a very tricky corner to get around. You lose a lot of time if you don't take these S's correctly. Cobber supreme for his 3rd time through the Death Chicane. Hits the wall, hits it twice. Another victim of the Death Chicane, as Brits Lightning makes past quite well. A little bit further up at the same time as the Death Chicane was there. 5% with a much better run on the duck. Duck tries to defend, defends not that well, and Liam gets around him quite easily. Coming up to the Death Chicane, Ammo, just a tight line in there and hits the inner curb and more damage to the front of the car. Very easy to outbrake yourself in this corner, as his Eccles is overshot and now trying to get out from that corner there. Glenn sees the opportunity and flies past. Looks like Anders might even have a go at Eccles. And you see there Viper Z in the background chasing him down. Anders looks like got a good run there on Eccles. This shows you how much time can be lost going through the S's if you don't take it correctly. We've already got Viper Z going up on the inside over the rise, down on Anders. Gets a clean run on him. Anders got no other option but to let him through. Battle for second and third. So they come around the Seaside corner, coming up into the box chicane area, with the infamous Death Chicane up and coming. Oh, what's happened there? Wiz has crashed. Atfield's crashed. We've got Viper Z's come through scathed. Anders has been spun around. From Anders' point of view, he's been spun around. The Duck has spun. Its Lightning has got damage as well. Got to be the biggest crash we've had today. Even Emo has come through with damage involved. Looks like Brendan managed to get through unscathed. Hatfield now under a lot of pressure from Glenn. So he's coming through down the little kink here before we get to the into the sand pit, the sandcastle corner. Hatfield, second victim, the sandcastle corner. Whilst Hatfield was playing sandcastles, Savage Duck decided to turn left on a right-hander. And he's off. Back with Liam, or Viper Z, coming up. He has got the better line through the S's compared to the others. Eccles has got no answer there, as Liam has just got another big drag race down the hill. Eccles has got no other option but to let him go through. Sadly, no more victims of the Death Chicane for the rest of this race. However, the first chicane seems to want to put its hand up and upset some people, as Anders just oversteps a bit. Brendan through quite easily, and Cobber right up behind Anders to maybe have a go. Right, with less than 2 laps to go, we have here Viper Z just giving a little push to Glenn. Probably nothing intentional there, just broke himself a bit, as he's now doing the big drag race down with Glenn for the final lap. As he gets right around the kink there, Glenn lets him through. Probably quite happy to still get a podium at the end of this race. Coming down to the final corner here, we have Herbie way out in front this initial sprint race. He is going to qualify himself for the parade lap and come over the line in first place, followed by Viper Z, who's made countless amount of positions up. Glenn and Eccles very close behind it. Hatfield in 5th. Brett's Lightning in 6th. Emo makes up 7. Brendan Simpy 8th. 9th Anders. Cobber 10th. Just coming in behind. We don't particularly care about this guy. Easy Prey and Wiz making up 11 and 12. And making up 14th. Last but not least, Report. Right, next race will be a parade lap, with Herbie nominating to be on the left-hand side, as this is the formation of the next lap. Thanks, Emo, for sending us an image. We're watching everyone starting to bunch up into the final corner, and it'll be waiting for Herbie to plant his foot and the race will be away. So waiting on Herbie, waiting on Herbie, waiting on Herbie. Wait for the sound. And he's off. Waited to the very last second to get going. Glenn gets a jump on Liam. Hatfield gets a jump on Eccles. All through this part of the track. Hatfield with a big dive up on the inside. Herbie through quite cleanly. Looks like everyone's through this first chicane very cleanly. No one perpendicular to the wall. All good racing by everyone there. Throw a bucket of water over these guys as they come around the Seaside corner. Flying through, that's just technically the first lap of the race. We've got Anders coming up to Def Chicane. Just goes a little sideways and into the wall. Another victim of Def Chicane. Alright, coming up to lap 2 of the race. And we've got just down in 12th, working his way back up from a bad thing. He's overshot and almost into the wall. Second time he's a victim of this first chicane. Coming into the S's. Looks like Hatfield just got a tighter line through there. Glenn's going a bit wide there. Hatfield got the better run up over the hill and over the rise. Just like that, a real snap and straight through Glenn. Got Eccles going for around the outside of Glenn and then trying to dive up the inside of Hatfield. And Eccles perpendicular into the wall. We'll call that Eccles wall. Beginning of the third lap. We have Liam all over Herbie, drafting, gets up on the inside of the kink. Herbie defending the inside, but Liam's an old campaigner, he knows where the place to overtake is. Herbie a little bit wide. 5% the cleaner driver. Will he make it into the sandpit this time? No, he's got a little bit more control of the car, less curb to touch, and he's through. Takes the lead. Alright, coming into the bus stop. I think maybe he's touched a bit too much dirt. Goes through. He has hit the wall and damaged himself. That's another victim of the Def Chicane. Brett Slightling has hit the wall, he too. Victim of the Def Chicane. Also Eccles. Eccles, another victim. Speaking of victims for the Def Chicane, we got Easy Prey just a bit tail happy, and yep, he's got damage. He's a victim. So in sympathy report, he goes in tight in this corner, and because if it's too tight, it ain't right. Another victim of the chicane. Right, final corner, cover with a tighter line around. Gets a bit of a look up there on Brett Slightly. He's got the better run down the straight. It'll be a drag strip to the drag race to the kink. Looks like Cobber's got the better leg speed. Gets around Brett Lightning. Got 3 cars within half a second of each other. Brendan and Eccles coming up to a very dangerous part of the track. Eccles hits the wall. And what's happened? It looks like Brendan's also hit the wall. I'm going to have to go back and watch Brendan's reaction to the whole thing. Right, back with these two. Watch a replay from Brendan's point of view. We have Eccles hitting it and Brendan hitting the too tight. It ain't right. He has also made a mess of things with the Def Chicane. Trying to ride himself up. There's so many other vehicles around the place. Very, very easy to cause absolute havoc. Now Herbie wants to know what this Def Chicane talk is all about. He's not sure, never been a victim yet. Hits the curb, go sideways, and there he is. Next victim. But slightly, just a bit of dirty air. gets out and starts playing sandcastles where a couple of other people have been before. Now Brendan's heard that Brit's Lightning's been playing sandcastles. He wants to play too. Wiz now discovering what dirty air's like through the Death Chicane. Hits the curb, hits the wall. Second meeting. No, this is not a result of suffering from Death Chicane syndrome. This is bad internet connection at the Central Coast. Death Chicane has another winner. As we see Hatfield, too much curb, too much wall. Viper Z in the 9th lap of the race. Making good ground on Cobber. Coming into the bus stop sector. No, this won't be a crash. As Cobber just gets through a little bit gingerly. Liam sees the opening. It just gets around. Right, with Eccles and Wiz. Anders and the Duck. 4 cars here through a very tricky part of the track. Eccles a better run on Wiz out of the chicane. Absolutely making a huge dive. Pushed out wide by Wiz. Eccles be the first one in the corner. He's not... yep, close there. Side by side through the corner. Eccles. Does Eccles make it? No. Wiz seems got the better run through the straight. Eccles has to tuck in behind him. Very close, clean, respectable racing on this carnage of a track. Right, Viper squeezing to try and break his car, and not the time. Another victim. His second meeting of the Death Chicane. Mo with a big run on Anders coming out of the Death Chicane. Got a better run out of that corner. Closing in on Anders really hard. Tighter. Anders a bit sideways through the corner. Ammo even closer. Now it's a drag race down to the end. Anders has got no other option to keep on the driving line. Ammo through the kink. But Anders is not giving in. Be on the inside of this chicane. Ammo just surrenders it a bit. Anders a bit wide. Ammo trying to get through. Didn't quite time the switchback right. Anders holds on to 8th spot. Coming into the last lap with Viper Z out on the gravel. He is pushing it hard. He wants to beat the 25-second barrier. Coming through the final time through the Seaside corner into the bus stop chicane. Can he make it through Death Chicane unscathed? Can he do it? Hit the curb, hit the wall. Nope. His third meeting of the wall. Death Chicane, final victim, Liam Tame. Eccles, thank you for hosting these races. For those who had nothing else to do during school holidays, we all salute you as you get through the Death Chicane. No damage, that doesn't count. But those tyres, they look worn. As you come around the corner for the last time into Eccles corner, bit too much, and you're going back into your wall. As you meet your wall again, the Duck gets through. Right, we have Viper Z to finish this race off in first place, followed closely by Hatfield. Herbie rounds out the podium in third. A good, solid race by Cobber in front of Glenn. makes up 5th. Eccles into the wall, which gives the duck 6th position. And Eccles, will he be able to hold off Anders across the line? Yes, he does. Anders, followed by Emo, quick, close behind. Brendan Stimpy makes up position number 10. And Wiz, with all his colourful driving and colourful livery, makes up 11. Easy Prey makes up 12, and unfortunately for Albort, he got lapped and makes up 13. So we'll just watch Easy Prey across the line. And that is the race for all of us. Right then, this is the result of race number 2 overall. For more information and the 3 race series and results, go to raceonoz.com and have a look at the community event series to see this 3 race series results and see where your favourite and least favourite driver was positioned. Thanks for Eccles for hosting this race. Till all the one.